In a time before time, humans were like gods, able to shape their world with thoughts and intention. These beings knew the art of creation, bending the elements to their will, for they understood that their soul were woven from the same threads as the universe itself. But as the cycle of ages turned, a veil fell over their minds. Memories of their powers dimmed, and they became lost souls, wandering in a fog unaware of their own divine spark. In this forgetfulness, they fell under the influence of the Wakens, shady forces that thrived on control and deception. The Wakens had no creative power of their own. Their strength laid in illusion. They whispered into the minds of the lost souls, steering them towards fear and lack, feeding off the energy of their misaligned thoughts. Without realizing it, humanity began to manifest the Wakens' will instead of their own, unknowingly giving their power away. But all was not lost. In secret places, there were those who remembered, ancient souls, sometimes called the Awaken, who held pieces of forgotten wisdom hidden within stories, song, and art. They knew that humanity's amnesia was temporary, that there was a prophecy of time when the lost souls would remember who they truly were. This time is called the Age of Aquarius, an era destined to lift the veil and return the knowledge of self-mastery. The Wakens understood the Wakens' plans. They saw how, in this age of rising light, the Wakens would push back, using all their strength to create chaos, fear, and destruction. They wanted humanity to believe in this was their fate, to think that the world was on the brink of collapse. But the Wakens knew better. Destruction was not meant for humanity. It was the Wakens' last attempt to hold on to their crumbling power. One by one, the Wakens came forward, each in their own way, planting seeds of truth among the lost souls. They spoke of their inner work, of transmuting one's darkness into light. They taught that the true alchemy lay not in changing the world outside, but in transforming the shadow within. The elements are not above you, they said. You are above the elements. You are not bound to the storms of life. You are the one who commands them. But the lost souls struggled to believe this. They had grown accustomed to looking outside of themselves for answers, and the Wakens had woven tales of gods in the heavens and powers beyond human reach. Many felt small, convinced that they were powerless. So the Wakens turned to a secret tool, one that could reach into the hearts of even the most doubtful. They used alchemy, the art of transforming darkness into light. They took fear and molded it into courage, sorrow and shaped it into wisdom, despair and made it into beauty. Artists, poets, musicians, and creators were among the first to awaken. They used their art to transmute their pain, sharing their creations with the world. A song that captured heartbreak, a painting that portrayed the rawness of despair, a poem that buried the soul. All these became acts of alchemy. Through their expression, they took the lead of human suffering and turned it into gold, reminding others of their own power to create. Slowly, the lost souls began to remember. They saw that each shadow was not an enemy but a teacher. Anger became a call for justice, fear a reminder of courage, and sadness a doorway to love. They learned that by embracing and transforming their own shadow, they can free themselves from the Wakens' grip. As they did this inner work, the world around them began to change, almost as if by magic. The Wakens saw their influence slipping, but they could not stop what had been set in motion. The more the lost souls awakened, the weaker the Wakens grew. They tried to amplify the chaos, making the world seem darker and more hopeless than ever. But those who had remembered knew the truth. This darkness was only the shadow of an age ending, the last grasp of the illusion that could no longer survive in the light. And so the lost souls became found, their memories of power and divinity returning. They understood now that their role was not to be ruled by fear or by the elements, but to rise above them, using their inner wisdom to shape a world of their choosing. They knew that as long as they tend to their own inner garden, transmuting their shadows through art, expression, and love, the Wakens would hold no power over them. In time, the age of Wakens faded into legend. Humanity stepped into a new era, carrying the wisdom of the ancients within their heart. They no longer sought answers outside themselves, for they understood that the universe was a mirror of their own souls. With each passing day, they remembered more, embracing their role as creators in a holographic universe where each thought, each feeling, and each act of love echoed across all time and space. They had become alchemists, not just of matter, but of spirit. The lost souls, once gods who had forgotten, were now gods who had remembered. And as they looked within, they saw that the true power was and had always been theirs. This is Makalesi. Thanks for listening. Peace.